Alright guys, welcome back. There's been a lot of questions I've seen on other videos, well, maybe not my videos, but on other videos and on my Facebook and along a lot of other social media places about what you need to spray paint. And I have a video telling you, the basics of some of the things you need. You can go check that out. I'll put that video at the end of this video for you, the link to that video. But we'll cover some of the things again that you need, like what is it you spray paint on when you do your spray paint art? What is the what is this glossy paper, glossy board stuff they're talking about? In essence, we'll get to it in a minute. You can actually spray paint on anything you want to spray paint on, from like wood, glass, even your own car if you want. You can actually. I did my tailgate on a truck. Certain things, you're gonna have to prime it first. There's gonna be a couple of preparations you have to do for certain things. Some woods, most woods, probably all of them really, it sucks the spray paint into it, so it gets a lot thinner. So you will have to actually prime that to prevent that from happening. Things like glass, I don't think you have to prime glass, but I would imagine it etches off afterwards if you didn't, or and if you primed it, it wouldn't look as cool, going like see-through. But I haven't done glass personally, and I don't really want to. I know that you can do it on cardboard. People do it on cardboard just when they're running out of money, running low on funds. You can use a piece of cardboard or whatnot for the fun of it. I have done wood. This year was probably the very first wood thing I've done wood on, just to see how it turned out, to try to see if it nails on a chalkboard, that's horrible, isn't it? See if it'll scratch off. And I actually just primed that with just some basic acrylic wall paint, and then I did the other side afterwards to see whatever, nothing too special. Lots of bumps in it. You can see the bumps with the light here. See the little bumps because it's wood. I didn't sand the wood down or anything, so so it is very rough. But you can do that on wood, spray paint on wood. We'll get to the paper here in a minute. You can use masonite, which is wood fibers that they press together with steam, I guess, or something like that. It looks like this. On one side, it's very coarse, fibery. You wouldn't really want to paint on that side. I tried priming it to see how that would work, and it's not too bad. You could probably paint on it if you primed it. I wouldn't. It would look gritty. The other side of it is actually very smooth and everything, but it still sucks the paint in, so you do have to prime it. It's very thin, very cheap. It's very you can't really bend the thing. I have to say, it's like cardboard and wood put together. It's pretty cool. It works if you wanted to paint on something different other than your poster board or wood. Other things would be MDF board or whatever. I believe that's what it's called, MDF board. I haven't gotten any of that yet. I don't know if it soaks into that. With the amount of resin that's in it, I wouldn't think it would soak into it. It's pretty smooth and glossy. But to get to it, the poster board we use is a poster board. It's very thin. See? Very, very thin. They come in a little bit different thicknesses if you want. You can get them at your craft stores like Michael's in the United States. You can get them at Michael's, Hobby Lobby. I think they both cost too much there, and you can actually go to Walmart and get a whole sheet. It's a pretty large sheet. It's 22 by 28 inches, and so if you do 11 by 14s, you can get 4 of them out of it. And I think they run about $1 at Walmart or so. The thicker ones run about $1.50, $1.80 at Walmart for the ones that are a lot thicker, which I actually like more. But the money you get, the money you spend. Other places in the United States you can get poster board at. There's some of the dollar stores like Dollar General, Dollar Tree. I haven't seen any at Family Dollar in my area. If you have a Family Dollar in your area that have, check it out and see. And I know some Dollar Trees, most Dollar Trees have them, and they're 50 cents a board. Now, we use that for a lot of different things. We actually use that to paint on. As you see, I should make a point. There are some poster boards that are not glossy on one side, and you do want the glossy side of the glossy boards. Some of them are matte finish, and matte finish, you can tell, doesn't have the shine. There we go, get the light on it some. See, and then the gloss side has, I hope you guys can see that, has a bit more of the, I can't see if it's showing you, but you know, trust me, you can tell the difference. If you're in the store, hold it up to the light and catch the, you know, don't hold it up to the light, but you know, catch the light on it. And on the one side, you'll see that it won't shine. It'll just look a little gloss, you know, it'll look a little matte. And the other side will look like this thin layer of real thin paint or something. You know, it's glossed. Some boards come gloss on both sides. But the majority of the ones you'll find at Walmart and other stores, you'll be very careful, will be matte finish on both sides. And you don't want this because the paint will suck into the poster board, which isn't horrible, but it does bleed outward some with some paints, and it's not as vibrant and bright. So you definitely want the glossy board. If you can't find any glossy board in your area and that's all you're finding is matte, you know, go with what you have and give it a try till you do find some glossy board. I know that there are some places on Amazon and other websites that you can order them from. I haven't found the ones on Amazon that are glossy. They don't tell you that they're glossy. If you do happen to find that, hey, share the link down below so I can buy a box, because you know, I don't feel like buying a box for, you know, $50 and find out they're all matte. That'd just really tick me off. Now, the other things we use the poster boards for are stencils, and if you're just beginning, stencils are going to be your friend. Definitely try to lean away from them and perfect yourself into, you know, doing it without stencils. But stencils are your friend when you first start, and what we do is we trace or draw them on there. If you're good at drawing, I can draw some things. Some things I'm just, my eye and my brain, you know, my mind don't work together with my eyes and my hand, and they're all on the fritz. So some things I trace. The bigger things, I did this one here to show you. This is actually it's hard to see the, you know, but it's actually a tiger's face. I don't know if you can see it in there. Okay, but I got it upside down and just lightly taped to it so it holds it still, and then traced it on it. The great thing with that is if you make you a light box, I made just a simple little crappy light box. You know, you can make better ones than this. Just took a cardboard box and a piece of glass, taped it on there, and put the little old lamp, like what I got hanging up here, and when you turn it on, light shines up underneath it. Trace what you need to trace. So you don't have to be you don't have to be great at drawing and everything to, you know, make a stencil. Some stencils are already done for you online. You don't actually have to put them on the hard board. If you're going to use a stencil a lot, I would put it on something thicker, like this poster board. If you're going to use the stencil once, or maybe just 2 times, you know, just print it out on the computer paper. That's all I did there. And then just cut it out of the printer paper for you. But be very careful, because it's thinner, it will have a tendency, you can rip. Make sure you have a very sharp X-Acto knife. You know, don't try just using a razor blade. They don't turn corners as well. Do invest in an X-Acto knife. There are different brands of X-Acto knives, whatnot. X-Acto brand is a good brand, whatnot. I found this one set at Home Depot, in my hardware store, and it's got a couple of different size blades that come with it. I really only use the one. This one's just awkward. Really don't know what you would, I don't know. Comes with a bunch of different blades. Wasn't too bad. Wasn't too expensive. An X-Acto knife itself, for one X-Acto knife with a blade in it, isn't expensive. The blades are maybe $3 for a pack of 5. Not too bad. You'll think your blade is, you know, you can make it last forever, but you can't. Just, you know, put it in a little case thing to throw away. Don't put it directly in the garbage bag, you know. So you cut a hole in the garbage bag, mess everywhere, cut your leg as you're taking it out, or a kid, if they take trash out, cut their leg. Don't do that. Make sure you put it in something. I know that if you have a sharpening stone, you can get, because you really, all you're using on the X-Acto blade is the very little top point of it, and you can file that a little bit on a sharpening stone if you have a real smooth sharpening stone for a knife or something, like a stripping stone, or no, it's probably just leather. But you can sharpen that tip up and get a little more use out of it. But as it starts to dull down, you'll notice you're not going to make the corners as smooth, and it's going to start to bend the edges up around your corners, and you don't really want that. That helps. That starts to cause bleeding underneath your stencils. So, but you know, you'll learn that as you go, and you'll see what I'm talking about as you try it. But that's the poster board we use for spray painting. It's a great poster board, and as I said, you don't have to use poster board. You can use a bunch of other things. Plastic, you can definitely use plastic. There are people who have the big plastic sheets that you can get. Like I got back here, there's that red one. I painted red. It's actually just a big sign, but it's just a big thick thing of plastic that you make a sign out of. And they come in like 4 by 8, 4 foot by 8 foot. And you can use those if you want. It'll stick to that. They look nice if you want to do that. Those cost a bit more. But typically the poster board, and I'll go over it again, where you get it in the United States. I don't know where you get it outside the United States. I'd say check your big box stores if you have a big box store. America's fond of their big box stores. It's horrible. But outside the United States, I don't know if you have a Target. They might have some in Target. If Walmart has it, I would think Target has it. In the United States, though, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, some Dollar Generals, I won't say all of them because mine doesn't have it, but I have a couple of people on my Facebook that says they get it at Dollar General, and actually for cheaper than you can get at Dollar Tree, so that's pretty cool. I know you can get them at Walmart, and that's your best bet if you don't have any of those other stores around. They come in different thicknesses at Walmart. You can get one for the $1 one, that's the thin one here, very thin. I'll show you again, very thin. Okay. Weight wise, it doesn't say on there, but I think this is like 70 or something, 75, 80 weight. Don't ask me to explain that weight thing out. It's like how many per 500. I don't know. How many? I really don't know. I'm not even gonna get into it. The thicker one is actually really nice. I think that's like 110 or so weight. 110, number 110. It is the better one, but go with what you need to use. There you go. And at Dollar Tree, if you want frames, some Dollar Trees, if in the United States, actually have 11 by 14 frames for $1. So if you wanted to frame things, they're cheap frames. The glass does break real easily, like if you to it, which you shouldn't do to a picture frame anyways. But they work for you want to hang up if you just want to get a frame on it. So little thing for you there. Other things we use this poster board for is actually to bounce paint off of with like if you cut out your poster board and you don't want to do 11 by 14s where you get a perfect 4 or so, and you want to do like one big painting and you just need to cut off a little strips, you got the extra strips, and we actually use it to bounce paint off of. Where you spray the board, the cardboard, and it mists off of it. Don't spray, at it, but and a shield, so you don't spray past it, things like that. To make lines, if you need to make lines, things. Use it for those different things. I actually cut pieces off of little chunks into little 1 by 1 squares, and I use them as little palette knives for mountains and other things to get into little corners to get paint in where things get messed up from a stencil, or when you're not using a stencil, you just need that something smaller. You can't spray it so you need to get a little bit, and you can use brushes. I actually use brushes now. Poster board's used for a lot of things, so definitely invest in some of those. I think that's it for the poster board thing. I just noticed that a lot of people keep asking where you buy the poster board, what the poster board looks like. and, where you get it, and where you get it is the hard part. Because when I first started, I went to 1,000 different stores looking for it, and then at Walmart when I got it, I actually, for the first 3 months I started doing this, I was only using the matte poster board because I couldn't find the gloss poster board. Because apparently every time I went, they were out of gloss poster board, and I just thought they didn't carry it. So, but eventually I found. So just keep a lookout for it, and just remember, one side will be glossy, shiny. You can look in the stores, like you can tell the difference between the two sides. You'll know if both sides look exactly the same. Chances are it's matte. Both sides are extremely shiny. Then yeah, there's different levels of this glossy board too, which I only found the semi-glossed ones because it's lightly shiny. There are ones that are extremely glossy, and apparently that's a high gloss board. It's almost like photo paper, which you can use as well. You can use photo paper if you want. It's like Xerox paper. I actually use those for stencils, for smaller stencils. If I wanted to do a smaller stencil, I got a package of those, and real cheap. So there are different things you can use, many different things. So keep your mind open to what you can use and what you can create. You can use a lot of different things. I've used pieces of steel to make those boards, the blockers that you spray on and it bounces off instead of the poster board. Just a piece of steel. So just a piece of steel. And, if you use something hard like that piece of steel and everything, you're definitely gonna have to start cleaning that edge because it's gonna build up where the drops are. And the best way I found with that is if you got a sidewalk or something right outside, if you got a garage, a driveway, somewhere with concrete, just take it and just lay it at a slight angle and just drag it back and forth. You're just shaving off that paint, and that works. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a little long. It is a little long. I'm sorry about that, but I just wanted to make sure we cover everything about this poster board. I'll cover some other things and some other videos, and that I hope will help you out. Pretty much just going over everything that we went over in that one video again, because I feel like that one video probably wasn't as insightful as it should have been. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Happy painting.